Welcome all you Geek and Nerd Aficionados. Masonic Vader here, replacing Mess for one weekend only. It's a special night. We are in Season 3, Episode 23. I don't think there's a title, but it doesn't matter. We're here, and we're going live. Thank you very much. I am once again your host, Masonic Vader. I've got two people, eventually three, going to be joining us tonight. We've got IC Zorro here.
What's going on, sir? Got a pretty
Hey,
did a lot of cleaning around the house. Watched some really good TV. Looking forward to talking about it.
Nice. All right. And of course, we've got AA Ron.
How you doing, gentlemen? Been a good week. Been missing you guys. Decided to come back.
Oh.
Hold on a sec. That's a single tear that's coming down my right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Came back just for me too, man. I know. Yes. This is the All Nerd Podcast brought to you by Malice Corp. Like I said, 3 years strong, the original All Nerd Podcast. Don't get it confused with some other people trying to glum on. Thank you very much. Malice Corp is an awesome site. You should definitely check us out. You've got the main cast that happen every Friday night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or at least most Friday nights. We can take a couple times off here and there. And then, of course, we have all of our other casts that are on there as well. Like some of you have seen me on one of ours called the Malice Smack Talk, and we've just finished up The Walking Dead. We just got done with Game of Thrones. So we're going to have to come up with some all-new casts. So if you got any ideas, throw it in the suggestion box. Follow if you're on Twitch right now, start throwing some suggestions of some shows that we could do.
Yeah, TV Talks, we finished up Game of Thrones. We're getting into Fear the Walking Dead. We're going to do Preacher when it comes on. But if you have other suggestions, stuff you'd want to hear, let us know.
Absolutely. Yes, let us know. And thank you very much to Malice Corp. Let's get this show rolling. We always like to start talking about what we've been geeking out on for the week. This is a geek podcast, all things nerd. I see Zorro. What have you been geeking out on, sir?
Two things mainly. I watched Chernobyl, which, holy crap. I knew a little bit about the Chernobyl incident beforehand, but just that show was so well done and so depressing. Apparently it is now the highest rated television show on IMDb.
Wow.
It's a 5-episode miniseries. Each one's a little over an hour long. Super worth it. I definitely recommend that.
What was it rated on IMDb?
It's rated number 1 overall. I don't know what the actual stat is.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah, but I mean, prepare for some truly hard to watch stuff. It's yeah. And then I watched actually, if you want to know even more about Chernobyl, there's another podcast I listened to, Citation Needed. Their very first episode they ever did was on it, and that's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to start my summer vacation with something depressing, so I'll wait till later. Give it about 2 weeks.
And then today I have also watched the first 2 of the 3 Black Mirror episodes that came out. Striking Vipers and what was the one about the social media thing? Can't remember what it was called, but both very good. Anthony Mackie did an amazing job in Striking Vipers. And the second one stars the guy that played Moriarty, Andrew Scott.
Oh, yeah.
That guy needs all the Emmys. He is so good.
You have not gotten to the Miley Cyrus episode
The
yet?
Miley Cyrus is the only one I have left. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. No, I'm just kidding. No, not really. Yeah. Coming in like a wrecking ball. That's all I could think of. All right. And then Aaron or Hodor. What have you been geeking out on, sir?
Honestly, we already talked a couple of minutes about it before the cast started, but I have been waiting for Godzilla to face off against Ghidorah for about 20 years now to get that proper fight, and finally got to see it with both my kids, and I've been riding that high since last Friday. It's amazing.
Yes.
So Godzilla King of the Monsters, absolutely. And I just watched 2 very, very amazing movies recently. Bad Times at the El Royale. If you have not seen it yet, definitely check it out.
Is that the one that's like the mob hotel movie?
Yes, it's got
Jodie Foster.
Oh my goodness, huh?
Jodie Foster?
No, that's not the right one. This one is starring John Hamm, Chris Hemsworth, the dude is in it.
Yeah, I'm in already.
Yeah, he's all of them do magnificent work. All of them. It's a very twisty little tale. It's a very fun ride. And before that, I watched Jordan Peele's Us. I did not get to see it in theater, and I am so disappointed that I didn't, because I have a feeling that I would have hit even harder on that big screen. The imagery in it is fantastic. The subject matter is hard to watch, especially for a pasty white dude like me. But good God, is it worth at least 3 or 4 viewings?
So tonight we're just suggesting the things that are going to make you a little queasy.
Maybe a little queasy. I mean, but
just wait till I get going.
It's that good kind of queasy.
And then you said there was something. It was just Godzilla in that one. I thought I heard you said you saw something else, or was that it?
Godzilla was what I saw last week. The El Royale and Jordan Peele's Us.
Yes.
Those
Okay.
3 movies are what I've been riding that roller coaster all week, and it's been amazing.
Nice. Yes. And myself, I mentioned this a couple weekends ago, but Amazon Prime right now is the hot spot when it comes to anything much I watched when I was growing up, so 80s. I found out that they have Friday the 13th, all of them on there.
Oh, yeah.
Some included in Prime, some not included in Prime, which is okay. I don't mind maybe paying a couple bucks to relive childhood memories. Yeah, dude, I watched Friday the 13th Part 1 the other day, and I'm still trying to figure out how the hell that scared me. But
yeah, right?
Yeah, but it did, and it did quite well. And it was something magical, man. Friday the 13th Part 1, the original one. That's high quality stuff. Part 2's coming up here around the corner here. And then like Polyfuse in the chat room, he agreed with us. Godzilla was good. Extra kudos as he has sciatica, and he actually took the trip down to see it. So not only did he drive there, but he also was able to stay in there and watch the entire movie, because that movie's 2 hours long at least, maybe a little bit over. 20 minutes of previews though, which I don't get, but yeah, at least 2 hours. And yeah, my kid, I took my kid to the movie as well. We saw it actually today. I'm more psyched about the third one that they're setting up.
Oh, yeah.
The classic that everyone always wants to see.
Mm-hmm.
Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yeah. I'm wondering how they're going to make it a good fight, because they've shown Godzilla how he's grown over the years, and he's going to dwarf Kong in the current state that he's in. So I'm hoping I don't know how they're going to make it an even matchup.
Just having seen previews, he looks like the size of a small mountain.
Kong?
Yeah, Godzilla.
No, Godzilla.
There's a story into that though too. So you got. I don't want to give it away, even though it's been a week. I'm nice. Go see the movie. I will tell you though, anybody who has not seen or who has ever seen the original Godzillas and always thought, God, I wonder what it'd be like to see a Godzilla movie that's not garbage like we saw in the late 90s. That wasn't even Godzilla. It was a salamander on roids. And you don't want to see a guy running around in a big rubber suit. Go watch these current Godzilla movies, 2014 being the first one, and then this one. It is phenomenal. The first one I thought had less Godzilla, more of the idea. I think you maybe have about 5 or 10 minutes of Godzilla footage in the first movie. This second movie, not so much. It's all Godzilla. It's Royal Rumble. It's Rampage on roids, plus HGH and every other thing that anybody else could take to get ginormous. So please go watch that. That's an awesome movie. And don't wait for it to go in the DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. Go see it in the movie theater. It's impressive.
Absolutely worth seeing on the big screen. Definitely.
And Polyfuse asks, is King Kong's fur non-flammable or radiation proof? We'll find out, won't we? So that's what we've been geeking out on. Now let's get on to my favorite part, the news. Hey, we've got some good news topics going on. The first one I want to start off with hit the presses 7 hours ago. And as we all know, Ghostbusters 3 is coming back. And we've talked about this movie in prior casts that not going to be a reboot. It's not going to be. It's going to literally be after Ghostbusters 2, the original. It's going to be the next movie. So
yeah, an actual sequel.
Yeah, or actually the trilogy now, I guess, if you want to call it that. So they've got this movie, and we're all excited about it. We know who's directing it, and we know most of the original cast is coming back. We didn't know all the cast, and back then when we first talked about, we knew about, I think it was just the primary 3 Ghostbusters who are still living, and Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and Ernie Hudson.
Well, we haven't even had those confirmed yet. According to the article we read today, we knew that Aykroyd was going to be directing, but we didn't know that any of the main 3 guys were going to be officially attached.
Yeah, I thought. Well, okay, so I guess we're just hoping for it. How about that? Anyways, well, we got kind of like a confirmation today, because apparently Sigourney Weaver had a interview earlier today, and dropped something out, slipping saying, "Hey, it's going to be fun working with the boys again." So just like that, Sigourney Weaver's back in.
Sigourney Weaver is the new Tom Holland. She needs Benedict Cumberbatch to go to all her junkets with her and just stop saying accidental stuff. Like, hey, come on.
So what do you think about it? Does this give more validity to the fact that this is going to be potentially a solid, continuation? Hey, Ron.
Good. I feel absolutely like it is. I mean, it seems like they're going back to the roots of what actually made the first 2 movies so lovable. With Aykroyd in the director's chair or producer's chair, whichever capacity he's in, even if he's not acting, just the fact that he's going to be attached to the project in a very much more hands-on capacity, we're going to see something that's going to be drastically different from the all-female reboot that we got recently. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And the fact that Sigourney Weaver's coming back on, I adore her. So
now they need to get Moranis.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
I have a feeling with Sigourney signing, I think that's going to give more validity to the remaining cast who have not or have been thinking about it. Annie Potts,
yes,
getting all the originals back. I think Sigourney would kind of like be that domino effect, because out of the original cast at the time that movie came out, she was the big time actress already. She had already been in Aliens. She's already been well known. Bill Murray was well known. In fact, the
Bill
three
Murray
of them himself.
Yeah, he'd done a Stripe.
He did a couple things. Saturday Night Live, and then I think he got in with I don't think Caddyshack came in before, did it? I cannot recall.
Caddyshack, I want to say, is 83, 84.
Yeah, I think he came in right before. I think it was one of the I think it's what got him going and stuff. But out of the 3, Sigourney was the more established actress out of all the people that were in that movie, at least the main characters. And having her sign, I think, is a huge kudo to not only the direction of that movie's going and what the script's going to be. I wouldn't see why, even if Aykroyd is going to be your producer or director, whatever it is, I don't see why he wouldn't be in the movie, because personally, if this is going to be your 3rd movie, and this is and they've already kind of said that, hey, this is going to be a passing of the torch kind of thing, in a sense, where they're going to kind of keep going with it. It doesn't make sense not to keep them, even if they're in the freaking retirement home. I don't care if they're wheeling around chairs, as long as they're in the movie for 2 minutes. I'm golden, dude. That's what I want to see.
They're going to be chairs that had been designed by Egon before he died, and they will have Ghost Trap in them.
Yeah, they will.
Polyfuse says he thinks Rick Moranis had already said he would do a Ghostbusters movie years ago. Like that's the one thing he would come out of retirement for.
Well, I hope that's true, because I mean, like you said, considering Sigourney's signing back on for this, it would lend credence to the fact that they would all come back. And that being said, if they would all come back for the reboot that was coming out a couple of years ago, even just for cameos, I would imagine that they would all step up and they would come back and fill those roles.
Still kind of pisses me off. That still feels like it was a bait and switch.
Yeah, a little bit maybe, but at the same time, I'm focusing on the future right now, and hopefully, the future is looking a little bit brighter now that Sigourney's stepping up, and hopefully everyone else will follow.
Now, I think my world would be complete is if they got everyone back. And I'm not sure, so someone needs to look this up for me on IMDb or whatever it is. But the guy who played Peck, the EPA guy, wouldn't that be phenomenal if they brought that guy back?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Classic 80s bad guy.
Yes.
Mm.
Come on. He's
Where
in
is
the
it?
mental institution. He escapes. He's all messed up from all that the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man just falling on. Come on. Bring him back. If you're gonna bring them all back, bring them all back.
That would be kind of funny. That would be kind of hilarious.
I mean, think about it. I mean, if you think you have the original cast, the main characters, you have Rick Moranis, you have Annie Potts, you have Sigourney Weaver, and then the Busters himself. Who's the other guy a lot of people think about for that movie? And it's him, Walter Peck, because he was such a prick when it came to turning off containment field and being such a schmo about it. And then he also got the huge amount
Bill
of
Atherton.
and he's still around, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
William
I mean, I haven't
Atherton,
seen him in anything, but yeah, bring him back, man.
He was okay, and it turns out Caddyshack came out in 1980, and Ghostbusters in 84. So
Okay, good. All right, so at least I was right. It was early.
you want to know what else William Atherton had been in? Like I said, classic 80s movie bad guy, Ghostbusters, as well as Real Genius and Die Hard.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's
was
where I
the,
see him like
he was the prick reporter.
TV guy. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, and also and mess through one other one, Ron Jeremy being in the crowd. Yeah, that would be awesome.
I remember that.
That
was in the first one. He was in the crowd.
Yes,
yeah, the little small things about Ghostbusters that you learn about, those little tidbits of movie stuff, magic. But yeah, so Sigourney Weaver's on. Thank you very much for coming back, Sigourney Weaver, and doing it, because now I have faith that the movie's not going to be a shite storm. It's going to be solid. And if we could just get Bill Murray now just to say something, just anything. Hey, look, I'm just going to walk through. I'm not even going to be dressed up, but you're going to see my face. I'm golden.
He has already said, like, yeah, I would do that. They just haven't called me yet.
Well,
they're going to wait.
I'm pretty sure they're going to.
I'm sure they have called him at this point. Yeah. She said she's working with the boys. That absolutely includes Murray.
Exactly.
Yeah, it should be absolutely. So
probably get Brian Doyle Murray in the background somewhere too.
Oh man, yeah, might as well get them all in there. Okay, so Ghostbusters 3 is going to sound solid. Let's move on to the next news business that we have going on. Another remake, or another trilogy.
Another
movie
trilogy
that's going to be coming out.
Yeah.
Yes. We talked about this probably about the same time as Ghostbusters, but Bill and Ted are coming back for their third movie.
Yes.
Now they announced it.
Bill and Ted Face the
it.
Music.
Oh my God! I wish it would come out. I wish it would be Ghostbusters or Bill and Ted, whatever, and then like 3 weeks later the other movie. That would be like.
I'm absolutely going to go see both of those together at the drive-in near my house.
Yes.
Nice. So Bill and Ted's out, or at least the cat's out of the bag, as we know. Well, it's going to happen. It's going to be so weird seeing Bill, after seeing John Wick. Oh man. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I mean, Ted's, or am I mixing? I'm probably mixing up.
He is Ted. Bill's Ted Theodore Logan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the other guy hasn't done much. John Wick's been around, Matrix, and everything, so it's gonna be kind of cool. Just
Alex Winter's been like directing documentaries and stuff like that. He's been kind of.
Oh, he's being legit. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, small project stuff. He's definitely stayed working this whole time, just not nothing on the scale of Keanu.
But he pulled a Ralphie. He pulled a Ralphie.
Yeah.
He went behind the camera and directing and stuff. Absolutely.
Or a Fred Savage. Yeah.
True, until we got into Deadpool. All right. So we've got Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure. And today they dropped down. I don't know if it was today. It was recently. They dropped down that they have the two actresses who are going to be playing Bill and Ted's daughters in the movie. So first off that, we have to figure out that Bill and Ted have had kids. Now, the first thing that comes to my mind, outside of the fact that they've had kids, is who are the mothers? Because as I remember, well, I don't know, dude. I mean,
they were still in the band at the end of 2. The kids were there at the end of 2.
Yeah,
they traveled back. They learned how to play their instruments. They came back like, this is little Bill, this is little Ted, and it turns out those were girls. We just assumed they were boys because it was 1987.
Which is actually part of the part of what we want to talk about here. Let me get this article really quick because this is awesome. If you read through the article, they introduced their daughters, and like you said, yeah, they were boy names. you read the article and you come to find out that they actually, and this goes Bill and Ted. Like I can totally see this happening. Yeah, like Bill and Ted. Let's see the name of. Let's see here. Where'd it go?
BFFs
Billy
forever,
Logan.
bro.
Yeah, Billy Logan and Thea Preston.
Yep. They named their daughters after each other.
They did.
Oh,
That is so awesome. I mean, can you not be more excited?
I need a
for
friend
the
like
movie?
that.
It's the bromance of the century, guys.
Right. It's the bromance of multiple centuries.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's multiple generations.
Do they bring the phone booth back?
They have to. It's iconic.
The phone booth, they're bringing death back. I mean, the only thing that I'm going to be so utterly
Carlin.
sad.
Yeah.
He's not there. George Carlin isn't going to be there. And that's just so just,
It's the missing piece.
Well, now here's the thing. Okay, so we know that. So first off, I'm excited for this movie more than ever because of all these pieces coming together. Once again, so we've always talked about the fact that they always remake something or try to change the formula. And here we got two franchises that are going against the grain and saying, F it, we're going to keep to the formula. All the way down to same actors, same whatever.
20
I mean,
years,
they're
20 plus years later.
Absolutely.
30,
Everything's the same.
It's 30 for them.
Come on.
Yeah, 20 plus
Okay, yeah, for
Bill and Ted, but 30
Ghostbusters,
plus for
Ghostbusters,
yeah.
it's 30. Yeah. Bill and Ted's a little bit. Yeah, don't age me there.
I'm familiar with one of the actresses, the one that's playing Keanu's daughter. So I guess that would be Billy Logan.
Yeah, Preston, right?
Yeah, because he's Ted as Ted Theodore Logan. So it'd be Billy Logan.
Okay, so
Yeah.
If you've ever watched the show Atypical on Netflix, she might be the best thing about that show. She was fantastic, and the girl who's playing the other daughter is actually I don't know if you guys saw it. It was a Netflix original called The Babysitter. I did not.
Very campy, very slasher. It kind of like the Woods deconstructed the Cabin in the Woods trope. The babysitter deconstructs the
like Poison Ivy,
the crazy babysitter.
Mid 90s Alicia Silverstone.
She played the main character who's named B, and she was phenomenal in it. And the movie itself was great, but she was a very, very large part of it being so good.
She's also related to somebody, isn't she? She's like somebody's. She's Hugo Weaving's niece.
Yes.
She's Elrond the elf, or Agent Smith's niece. I think.
So there's another Matrix tie-in for you.
Yeah, somebody said, I'm not sure if it was in the article or not, but somebody was like, yeah, if Hugo Weaving doesn't show up to say something like Mr. Logan, then they've missed the opportunity.
And that would be freaking Bill and Ted right there. That would be part of it. But now going back to it really quick, since we mentioned George Carlin not being there. I know some people are probably going to throw something at me, but don't you think that if any time that someone was going to use hologram or CGI or anything, this is the wait, hold on a second, let me finish it. This would be the one movie to do it only because of the futuristic thing to it.
Context with
you follow me on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I could see it. I mean, because you're right. You're going to watch Bill and Ted, and like you're always going to be, you're going to be looking for George Carlin.
You know, I could get behind that if, let's put it this way, let's make Hugo Weaving stand in Carlin's place, come back with a message from him from the future.
I was going to go,
and then I was going to go that role.
Totally different way. I was going to say Wanda Sykes should fill in for him.
Man.
Yeah, rather than a straight old white dude, I want a gay black lesbian who's almost as funny and would totally kill that role.
That would be pretty amazing.
Damn, if only Sam Kinison was alive.
Oh,
that would have been a good one to fill.
So much screaming.
Yes.
I don't know if they could afford the powder budget for that one.
I don't know if Paulie Fuse is saying I'm fired, but I mean, I didn't even talk about how the hologram could come up. It doesn't even have to be them saying anything. If you remember when they go into the future, what was the one thing that tripped me out about it is that you see all these guys with the weird shades, but off to the side,
there were holograms
Bill
everywhere.
and Ted just doing this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Doing this. So why can't they do that for Carlin, but just have him on the side like a
I'm sure
statue? Something.
if they don't have some sort of homage to him in this movie, I'm going to be very, very upset.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure they'll pull something.
Yeah. So we've got
parallels. The parallels between the two movies that we're talking about. They're going to have to say something about Egon Spengler being dead. They're going to have to say something about Carlin not being there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially if they are gonna bring the phone booth, the time travel machine, or whatever, someone's got to show them the new stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sure this isn't just something they just sit in the garage with, you know.
Yeah,
Something's got to bring them out.
I want to see those goofy SoCal morons interacting with Wanda Sykes, acerbic wit. I think that'd be so good.
Here, you know what? Now I'm gonna trademark this maybe or something. But could you imagine a scene in the movie where they're talking to God, I'm getting them mixed up. Ted is Keanu.
Yes.
They're talking to him. They're in the 7-Eleven. Someone comes in to rob him. He just kicks the crap out of him, and Bill looks at him and goes, "What the heck is it?" Seen a couple movies, you know. I mean, something like that, you know.
I want them. I want Wanda Sykes to come back from the future and tell them stuff needs to get fixed again, and she hands them cell phones, and they're like, "We don't get a phone booth," and she's like, "No, dummies, it doesn't fit anymore."
Damn,
it'd be great.
Yeah. So expectations are high on that one too. I think they're doing a great job casting.
We know we've got several friends in Hollywood that listen to this. You know, that pay attention to our podcast. So casting ideas just for you right there.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. Just remember to keep us in your thoughts as you're running down those credits, and just let me know if it's the last 2 seconds.
Like and subscribe.
Yes, like and subscribe is good too. Absolutely. All right, the third piece of nerd news that we're going to move on to. This is a strange one. Okay, DC Channel, which for the most part, I think Mess and I have been very proponent about it. As far as I have it. I've seen a couple of their different shows now between Titans, and then they just finished up with Doom Patrol. And then the next big project was a cult classic, as in Swamp Thing. And once again, a lot of people are excited to see Swamp Thing, especially because it's kind of like the Godzilla effect. The Godzilla, didn't look so good in the rubber suit, but man, he looks great now, and with all the computer graphics and stuff they could do. And so that's what's going to be happening with Swamp Thing, that it's going to look more realistic and everything. They aired their first episode this last week, which actually got 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
Yes, it's DC coming up with a show that people want to watch. Well, we get the news
that's
today
not on CW.
Yeah, exactly. No. Not on CW. Yeah, their own thing. We got news that they canceled Swamp Thing. Now,
after the first episode.
Yeah, now Aaron made comments in the pre-show. You're like, what the hell? What's going on? I'd love to know what's going on here.
92% is higher. It's a higher rating, I'm pretty sure, than any of the properties that they have running on the CW right now. And those have been running for multiple seasons. It makes absolutely no sense to me that they would pull it that quickly.
I would have to say that Rotten Tomatoes has become the Siskel and Ebert of the millennium. There you go. Yeah. They've been on point with all these movies lately, so so they give it a 92. Now, if you go in and check out the article, okay, most people would think, okay, they cancel it because crappy ratings. No, that's not true. 92%. They cancel it because
values. Good acting, good writing, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. I have not watched it myself, hence the reason why I'm kind of pissed off of reading this article, because of after seeing 92% from Rotten Tomatoes, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm down with this one. It's another damn show I get to watch and get the
that's gonna go like 3 seasons, no problem.
Well, it's on DC, not on Netflix, so it could go longer. Yeah, this is not a Netflix show. Okay, so it premiered and it was canceled after one. Now it's saying after one season, but it's literally one episode.
It was literally canceled before the first episode aired, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they will release the remaining episodes. So whatever episodes they filmed, originally it was supposed to be 12 shows. They cut it down to 10. And that's part of the problem. Because what happened is during this whole time, now this is the behind the scenes thing and everything. Let's see here. Where'd it go? Right here. So what happened is they said that they were going to do 12 seasons, and when you're filming in certain, I guess, in certain states, I guess they asked for funding from those states for whatever reason. They're going to get money or something like that.
It's
okay?
tax breaks. It's like
tax breaks. Thank
all
you.
the stuff that's being shot in Atlanta gets huge tax breaks, almost like a third of their production budget.
Yeah,
taxed because it's like an incentive to come film there.
Absolutely. So they said they got some tax breaks. They said they were going to do 12 shows. I guess apparently cutting it down to 10 shows was good enough to where, wow, I guess Georgia does not want to give said tax breaks, which means now their production costs have gone up significantly. And that's why after one season, Swamp Thing is going to be no more.
Oh, no. That's...
Well, I believe I'm trying to look it up. I don't think it was Georgia. I think it was South Carolina or something like that. But yeah, essentially it got to the point where the tax breaks that they thought they were going to get should have brought their total budget from $40 million down to like $14 million. And all of a sudden they're not getting that anymore.
Oh.
So they're almost tripling what they were expecting to spend on it. We're like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that.
That hurt.
So,
Yeah.
like we haven't gotten really details about what caused the tax breaks to go away or anything. It's just that all of a sudden their budget almost tripled and thought, okay, well, we have some product here. Let's let it out, but we're not doing any more.
Well, damn, it could be anything. I mean, it could be they didn't meet the amount of filming time requirements. It could be that they because I'm pretty sure you have to clock a certain amount of hours to get.
Oh, absolutely.
That
Probably have to employ certain unions or a certain number of people.
Ugly.
Yeah, where I think that's where the cutting the 2 episodes down I messed it up because like I said, I think they were budgeted and slated to do 12 episodes. They dropped it down to 10, and maybe that's where it kind of messed up with things as far as the whole production and everything, which sucks because I'm sorry. Once again, you get a 92% from Rotten Tomatoes. That means that show is solid. And I know. I mean,
go ahead. You don't even need a full 92% in order to get a solid rating from Rotten Tomatoes.
No.
The solid ratings number. I mean, I think
70 and above.
I think you're certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes at like 70%. I mean,
I think so. Yeah.
92 is phenomenal. Game of Thrones ran for freaking 8 seasons, and most of their shows didn't even rank up that high. I mean, you got the odd.
Yeah. I'm sure the last season brought the average down.
That too, but most of even like the best rated shows got up into the 9.5 regions and stuff like that. But most of them, for the bulk of it, were down in the low 8s, high 7s. So a 92% rating is that man. Like I said, it just I'm still trying to process it. It still doesn't it's not sitting right.
What I'm upset about is that this is when Masonic was talking about this, opening up this article, he said cult classic, and that's truly what Swamp Thing is. I don't have a lot of knowledge of Swamp Thing. I know that it was popular for a while. I know that it's a relatively minor character as far as that DC Comics pantheon goes. But with reviews like that, I was looking forward to like getting into it. Not a lot of people were super fans of Iron Man before MCU started. Robert Downey Jr. got into it.
No,
major property. And if they did something well produced, well acted, well written enough, it could have become a major thing. Now we don't get that, and that makes me sad.
Oh, we at least get it for a season. I mean, that's a good people will get their taste of it, and hopefully, if people clamor enough for it, maybe we'll get more. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Iron Man was a B-list character for Marvel. Most of the other Avengers that they pulled up, Hawkeye, Black Widow, they weren't the A-listers that they are today. So yeah, it would have been really nice to see a B-list character, not the Batmans and the Supermans of the DC universe, to get their dues. And that would have been something special. But
so
nice on it now.
So I'm going to take I'm going to throw my age out there because Big Papa Matt is a huge fan of Swamp Thing, and that's why I was hoping that he could have been on the cast tonight. I remember seeing the original television shows or movie shows, whatever you want to call on TV. He is definitely a cult classic that I think almost started more of like a movie, and it was turned into something comic-y. And that's what's unique and genius about the character itself. and what they were able to do with it and what they've been able to produce it with DC and everything and the comic books and whatnot, and still survive to this day. I mean, there's so many comics that you can list out there that were big at one point, even had a television series or so, and then have just fallen to the wayside.
Yeah.
I was excited to see this. I really was. I mean, seeing the pictures, seeing a little bit of the trailers, I'm excited to watch this first season. What I'm really hoping is going to happen is that DC Network gets their head out of their proverbial arse and realizes that after everyone watches first season, maybe it's worth putting that money back into it and going second season and beyond. If they're going to want to build their base up, kind of like with Disney Channel coming around and stuff, they got to do something, which means what a lot of people think of, spend money to get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys agree on that?
I do. And even more so than I like the fact that they brought a character that not very many people knew and not very many people had experience with. The method in which they did it. They didn't make it a very they didn't go Marvel with it. They didn't go to the DC side of it with the high drama and the gritty reboots that they have been trying to go through with Batman and Superman.
That's definitely more DC than Marvel. Yeah.
They went full-fledged horror thriller with it, and that was
which is what it's supposed to be, right?
I know, and that's why it clicked with so many people, because the older fans saw that and they were like, "This is what Swamp Thing is supposed to be, a kind of a horrifying hero. He's not supposed to be the one that you look at and you say, oh, no, he's terrifying. Right. He's the protector of the green. Well, so he looks scary, man."
By the way,
oh no, it's fine, Rock. He looks
really
scary,
quick.
Man.
Welcome to Rurutu and
Taschen Golem. So I just want
to say, from Germany.
Guten Morgen. I'm not sure what Taschen means. I hope we didn't say any dirty words. But yeah, like I said, like that was a character I was looking forward to getting to know, and I will watch it, and then it's just going to hurt even more when knowing it's canceled the whole time.
Well, like I said, I think what we are starting to learn in this day and age is that if the fans speak up and if they start, talking about what they were, and we're not talking about in a way where you're bashing a movie or if you're bashing something. We've seen it now several times now where a show's about to be terminated, and then all of a sudden the fans start talking about it. And next thing you know, it gets either picked up by the same one, say, all right, cool, we'll do it, or another channel picks it up.
Yeah. I mean, a good example is Lucifer got dropped by Fox and
got picked up by Netflix and just renewed for its 5th and what will be final season.
Final season 2. And I love the fact that they're closing.
I love it.
Love it. That's perfect. 5 seasons is an excellent run for that character.
5 seasons in a movie.
But yeah, the fans spoke and people listened. And I'm hoping that especially with that 92% rating and with a whole other 9 episodes to go, I'm hoping that people will speak up about this too, because it would be
they're just going to have to find somewhere else to film, apparently
so.
I'm sure there's plenty of swamplands in Florida. Just saying,
there's a whole different range of issues filming in Florida.
Yeah.
Just saying. So we've got one more thing on the news palette tonight, which is coming up this weekend, is E3, not EA3. E3 was corrected in the pre-show many times over.
It's not Electronic Arts.
No. Well, they've been in it many times. Gaming weekend. What's coming up this next year in the game world and everything, and it's a 3-day bonanza. Apparently, someone's excited about it, barking away. So I perused through the list of events, and I picked out 3 games I am really looking forward to on here. But let's see. I'm going to start with you, IC Zorro. What
3.
are you looking for? Yeah.
I want to see if they're similar to the stuff that you want to talk about. My main 2, virtual reality. I've been waiting for this for goddamn ever. I cannot wait for people to take VR seriously. I read a book called Kilobyte by Piers Anthony when I was a small child. It was all about a VR game, like fully immersive VR game. And as a small child, I called up the publisher and was like, "Where can I get one of those suits?" And they were like, "No, that's fiction." I've been waiting since I was like 9 for this stuff to be real. So I want somebody to take it seriously. They're going to have an entire VR showcase as one of the events at E3. The other thing is Square Enix. I love them to death. Friggin' every Final Fantasy that I've played has been amazing. I haven't actually played any of the Kingdom Hearts, which I know cost me a few nerd cred points. But let's see, what are they are? Let's see. This is they're making up for last year. For starters, we know that we're going to get the very first look at the company's mysterious Avengers game. Square Enix is doing the Avengers game. Yes, please.
Yeah. Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics, they're both working on it.
Yeah.
They both have excellent records with
Absolutely. I cannot wait for that. A property that I love done by a company I trust. What could be better? And the third thing is that there was an announcement that George R.R. Martin is working with a software developer.
From Software, the people who do Dark Souls. It's gonna be epic.
And what I want is for somebody to punch him in the throat and say, "Sit down at your dick. Just finish your books. It's not that hard." I know he's going to create something amazing. The guy's a genius. But finish your books.
And that's IC Zoro, everybody. Good night.
The man has spoken.
I get very heated about that. I started reading those things in 2004 on my first deployment. I was like, oh, there's 3 books. It's a trilogy. I'll be able to finish it on deployment. That'll be cool. Yeah, that was 15 years ago. There are now 5 books, and it's still not over. 15 years. He's put 2 books out. Every other project on Earth.
What about you, Ron? What are you looking forward to, man? How many
grinds
things
my gears?
My biggest thing that I have been looking forward to for nearly as long as IC Zoro has been waiting around for the Winds of Winter to come out is Cyberpunk 2077. I saw the trailer for that in, I believe, 2010. When it first got released, and it said CD Projekt Red, it will release when it's ready, and it has been saying that it will release when it's ready for almost a decade now. Come on, please.
I feel you, brother.
They had that playable demo, and I saw everybody play through it. I played through it myself. It is amazing, and just the detail that they put into this world, the cyberpunk setting is going to be just phenomenal. I'm just so freaking out about it, and I have been for so long. And I'm hoping that they will give just even a hard release date for me, because that's really I just need that light at the end of the tunnel, man. Because I've been sitting in the dark for too long.
just sitting there holding the door.
Exactly, holding the door. Oh man!
Well, hopefully you're not doing a Howard Hughes and peeing in bottles and stuff, man. I mean, I'm hoping you're getting some light.
Toenails, yeah.
Something needs something, but yeah, that and a lot of the other games that I've been waiting for releases and for any sort of tidbits on probably aren't going to be there. Splinter Cell, that's another thing that I've been looking at, that I've been seeing teased. They even teased, they put Sam Fisher in the new Ghost Recon video game. That's something that I was looking forward to, but I doubt that it's going to show up. So honestly, Cyberpunk is where it's at for me. The Marvel game that's coming out, Crystal Dynamics, is going to be doing that really well. And Final Fantasy VII, I'm not too psyched that they're doing it episodically, but the way that there
is a clear character or a clear act break in the middle of that game, though.
There is, yeah, and that's why I'm kind of not cool with it, but at the same time, I think it'll be worth it to play through it with the newer graphics, the better storyline. I mean, I've looked at Cloud, looks amazing, Barrett looks amazing, Eris looks phenomenal, Tifa is just forget about it. So yeah, that and the Avengers game and Cyberpunk, that's enough for me.
Yeah, Jack Malice in our chat says if you can't get a good Shadowrun game, Cyberpunk is just as good.
Oh, And one thing, we had to cut it out because of time restraints, but I do want to realize that Baldur's Gate 3 might actually get something at E3. And
The trailer looked amazing.
Yeah.
Which one was that again?
Baldur's Gate, the third Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate, yeah.
As an old school since AD&D version 2.
Hey, really quick, I don't mean to cut you off there, Aaron, but Clolis is in the chat room. Thank you for joining up there. Cyberpunk looks like release date is June of 2021.
Oh man, making me wait.
2 more years, buddy. More years.
That's heartbreaking.
I think it's gonna be on PS5.
Yeah, we'll be.
Oh man. By the way, thank you very much for joining the chat there, Clueless. Hopefully I'm saying the right. I hope it's not Clueless. If it is, I'm sorry I'm messing it up. But either way, you're not clueless in that one.
Yeah, it's Clueless. Gotta be.
All right, that's what I'm going. All right, cool. So
Alicia Silverstone, ladies and gentlemen.
I will go with that as well. Thank you very much. Yes. So yeah, you guys have already pretty much named a couple of the game, or at least one of the games. Yeah, I'm excited for the Avengers game. I was actually talking about this the other day, or thinking about this the other day, is like, you see all these types of games that are going nowadays with the ability to immerse people into a universe or whatnot. I mean, you know, you could, as much as you hate, I hate to say it, it took about almost a year, but I've actually started playing Fallout 76 because they fixed the problems.
Yeah.
But you've got games like Fallout and like Skyrim that can immerse you into something totally, and you could be in there for 5 years. And yeah, Avengers coming out on a game platform, I am excited. I hope that they put it in some kind of an open, but not as campy as DC's, because I think DC's online game was just literally City of Heroes 2.
Yeah.
Except the only thing they did was they put DC characters to it, which that took the fun out of it, because I think the cool thing about City of Heroes is it was your own character. It wasn't some freaking character you're taking over. I hope they're able to make Avengers into some kind of open world. You pick your hero, you make, just huge open world.
I read about it a little bit earlier today. I don't know about the open world action aspect of it, but what they did say was that it's going to be an action RPG, and the main characters that you're going to be able to play are going to be able to be customized by you to suit your playing style. So that's going to be, I mean, if you're going to be able to take Iron Man and choose the upgrades that he goes for, if you're going to
pick the Mark suit.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be able to tweak it to suit how you want to run, and it's going to be a single storyline, and it's going to have both single player options and cooperative options. So
so now I'm picturing Naughty Dog style, like Uncharted.
Yeah, kind of like that. And it's gonna, from what I hear, from what I read, it sounds like they're going to be doing it really a decent amount of justice. It's going to be kind of like tying all the story arcs together to film the Avengers, while you're drawing from the individual Iron Man and Thor and Captain America films.
Yeah, and as a game, you can get 50 to 80 hours of content out of that.
Exactly.
Absolutely, yeah. And all right, so we got that game coming out, and we've already spoke about this next game. It's the new Jedi game that's going to be coming out later this year. I mean, it goes in my name. Come on, enough said. But then I was reading through it, and this is one that actually you guys tapped into as far as the VR world. They are going to be coming out with a VR Vader game.
Yes.
Which, yeah, I'm down with that, dude. Not only is that in my name, but I hope they're able to go and freaking do Rogue One at the end all over again, let you be Vader. I just want to grab
the sound design for that game is going to be the easiest thing. You don't even need Foley for anything, because all you're going to hear during that game is.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, you hear
it's in your helmet.
Yes. Hear lightsabers going. I am excited for that. I got the UV game that goes with your phone with the Star Wars stuff. Have you used that yet?
I haven't, but I've seen people. It's
amazing. Pretty sick, dude. It's pretty sick. You go against Kylo Ren, Darth Maul, stuff like that. They even have a sub game on there where you could do battle battlefield and everything like that, commanding troops and stuff. So it just sucks because you got to use your phone, which overheats. Good times. So I am looking forward to getting a VR game that doesn't require the phone to overheat your freaking headset, and that you can go hours on end. Like I want to a part where I think I'm going to pass out playing people as Darth Vader. That's what I want to do. Absolutely, the red saber's got to come out.
I think it'd be brilliant.
Here comes the lipstick.
Last time they put Vader in a game that made me feel because Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2 that EA came out with, they were okay once they fixed everything. And the online multiplayers, it's cool. Playing as Vader against other people, it's fun. But when they released Star Wars Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed, that's exactly.
Yes.
They had the opening sequence where you're playing as Vader against the Wookiees, and it just went bananas.
Yeah.
You're doing forced boomerangs and forced lightning and forced chokes. It was
that was easily the most powerful I have ever felt in a video game. And if they can translate that into virtual reality, I'm sold.
Yeah, VR is that much closer. I'm telling you, man. This is. I think this is going to be the year where we're going to see that switch, that switch to where now we're not just happy with console games being awesome. We're going to be talking about, dude, this VR game freaking needs to come out like right now.
This is what I'm hoping for.
We need the full immersion.
I want the full haptic suit. I want the Ready Player One experience without the crappiness.
Boot suit with microfiber inlay.
I'm down with that, just as long as you allow me to kick you in the balls first, just to see how it works.
I mean, as long as it's in game, sure.
All right.
You're gonna feel it. All right. So
that's fine.
Okay, so we're gonna get to our last segment. It's our last segment. We call it. We have to talk about it.
Somebody's got to talk about it.
Yeah, somebody's got to talk about it here.
Talk about it.
So we just got done talking about E3. Microsoft has announced that they are going to be coming out with an Xbox-inspired body wash line. Yes.
Yes, you heard that right.
Yes, they are not satisfied with making badass computer consoles and computers. They want to make body wash for you.
I mean, look,
makes sense.
If the money for this is going to end up with the Bill and Melinda Gates, like Clean Water for the World Foundation, I still am not going to buy it.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, so this got me thinking during the week when they first announced it. We have this little chat side that we start talking about things, and so tonight, what I wanted us to do is I wanted to come out and I want you guys to hashtag this. Okay, Xbox Sense. Okay, what kind of sense do you think they're going to come out with? Now, in the chat, I might as well throw it out there so we get out of the way. We talked about it that it was gonna. One of the smells was gonna be a nacho and Mountain Dew smell.
I mean, one of those looks like a spray bottle, and I swear to God, it's that Xbox green, so it's just Mountain Dew in there. That's all.
Yeah, with a hint of Febreze, because if you're in there in your mom's basement all weekend, it's got to smell sort of good, right? Can you imagine the commercial for it? Xbox, the smell like you just got washed out of the basement.
No.
I mean,
you can roll on Funyuns.
Oh God! All right. So let's throw out some smells. What kind of smells? We had the candles, the Star Wars candles. Let's get some Xbox candles. What do you got, Ron?
Red Rings of Death.
I love it. Good one.
Nice.
Ian, I already went with the roll on Funyuns. I think next I'm going to go with a Toxic Avenger. Again with the green. We were talking about this earlier. Toxic Avenger, trauma movie, classic. Correct.
Nice. I think they should come out with a specific flat soda line, for those guys who like to drink sodas 2 days after they've been opened.
Oh man.
Or even better yet, I mentioned this. Yes, polyfuse. Nothing turns a woman on like a man who smells like hot electronics.
If you smell like a Class Charlie fire, you're getting all the ladies. or they've got to do. I kid you not. The one of the best South Park shows I've ever seen was the one where they're play to win. They got to have the play to win fragrance. The smell of puberty
and 2 weeks of nonstop gaming all rolled into one.
See, I was going with the similar theme with the South Park episode, but I was going with World of Warcraft, where it was. I just want one of the deodorants to be called Man.
Bad kitty. Bad kitty.
Bad kitty. Yeah, that's
a different smell.
that's a very different smell.
Oh
Fresh
man,
box?
I can't help but focus on the green color of all these things, and it's like one of these has got to be called The Secret of the Ooze.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Good one.
What how about let's see here. The manliness of Middle Earth. It's got that nice forest smell, with a hint of ogre.
Or if you
Wood
want,
elves.
or if you want to really bring the funk, you get Call of Booty.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Call of Booty.
Yep. Call of Booty.
Oh man.
The fact that they're only doing these in green is upsetting. There should at least be a red versus blue in there somewhere.
Yeah, that would be
Hey,
nice.
you know what? Hey, Kool-Aid was able to pull off. Different flavors with different colors. Come on, you thought it was grape, but it ended up being apple or something like that. Come on, they can pull it
If your
off.
purple Kool-Aid tasted like apple, something was going wrong in your fridge.
Yes, mess.
Messing with us.
Day old $5 hot and ready pizza.
Oh, and yes, Mess in our chat brings up the fact that the company that's actually making these body wash products and deodorants and body sprays, Axe.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. No one else touched this.
They cater exclusively to people that aren't dating.
No one would. No other corporation would touch this at all, ever.
I did not expect this to be coming from Old Spice,
Yeah. Or mold spice. That's what they would call it.
Oh, that's the old school. Spice and Aqua Velva.
I even think, I'm watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this year, and they've already. Are you wearing Axe body spray?
Oh no,
Yeah. It's so good.
it's wormed its way into pop culture so deep.
Axe body spray, new fragrance, Modor for the oak orchid life.
One does not simply spray Mordor.
Oh my! Game of Thrones special edition charred body.
Oh, Melted Throne. Oh, no. Even Game of Thrones special. The smell of Auntie.
Oh no!
If we're going with shard body, we can just shorten it. We can call it Shireen.
Oh yeah, or you know what? I could totally see a commercial.
I'm glad somebody caught that.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Polyfew says, I'd never have guessed that a company would make hygiene products for men to repel women. No, they've done that, though.
They have. They've been doing it for, 12 years now?
Something like
Yeah,
that.
and it's not like they really need that. I mean, if you're hardcore gaming like 2 weeks straight, you don't have a woman, and if you do, that is the woman you keep. That
Look,
is
if
a
you're
woman.
hardcore gaming for 2 weeks straight, your mom's doing your laundry anyway.
So tell us what you think your favorite sense would be. Go ahead and hashtag Xbox Sense. Put Malice Corp in there. We want to see the sense you guys can come up with. Of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, feel free to put your favorite sense in the comments. If you're listening to us on Stitcher or the other fine auditory listening devices, then please do yourself
Podcast
a favor.
delivery modes.
Yes, go to YouTube and watch us live. At least watch the recorded versions because it's
And if you are listening to us on the various podcast delivery devices, feel free to please go rate us, give us 5 stars. If you give us less than 5 stars, it actually just really hurts. So please give us 5 stars. We like you. We want to see more often.
Please like us regardless if you give us 3. Like us anyways. We're cool.
Gotta be 5.
So that is the cast tonight. We appreciate you guys. We're going to end it with that one right there. I appreciate IC Zorro and AA Ron sticking it out with me. Next week we'll probably have the head honcho Mess back. But this has been a fun cast with the 3 of us. AA Ron, where can we find you, sir?
All right. I am at DOS Newport Kid on Twitter and Instagram. And I am also at DOS Newport Kid on both Xbox One and PlayStation networks. So look me up.
Nice. IC Zorro, where can we follow you, sir?
Pretty simple. I am at ICZoro on Twitter, Instagram, and PlayStation Network.
Can't get any easier than that. Now, you could obviously follow the fine list of shows that you see here on the right shoulder, which looks like my left right now with the confusing angle thing. You can also follow me at Masonic Vader and Masonic Vader 71. Thank you once again to Malice Corp. Check out the site. Definitely check out our previous cast. We appreciate you coming on. And we will see you next week, Friday night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. For you guys on the East Coast, it just means you got to start drinking a little bit later so you can hang in with us later on in the night. We thank you very much for showing up for the show. And, of course, stay nerdy, guys. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
Carry on.